Hello, everyone. So, today we're going to be talking about your visibility breakthrough. We're going to talk about shifting your thinking and really boosting your presence online. A lot of times we don't realize that our strategy to be invisible really has a lot to do with our mindset. And I'm just going to jump right in. One of the things that I've realized throughout my entire time working with people is that sometimes we get comfortable in the place that we've been. And so it's very difficult for us to maneuver to a new place or a new strategy because we've been so accustomed to doing it the way we've been doing it. Really trying to figure things out. How do we go from here? Where do we go from here? What do we do? When we have strategy in front of us, sometimes we forget that that's the case and we go back into the norm, which is that fight, flight, or freeze state, which a lot of times it's not good for us. So what I want to talk about today is just really shifting your thinking so that you're able to boost your online presence, because that's really what it's going to take at this point in our lives. We've got to really shift our thinking. And so this is that visibility breakthrough that you didn't know you needed that you're going to get today. And I just, this is something that has been on my heart, been on my mind for the last few weeks. And I feel like it's something that really needs to be talked about. And I'm going to talk about a couple of things that might be a little challenging. It might challenge your thinking, and you might be like, whoa, I don't really know about that. That's a little because a lot of times we get comfortable. Okay. We get comfortable in what we've been doing and how we've been doing it. So we're going to jump right in. So again, we're talking about visibility. We're talking about that visibility breakthrough and shifting our mindset, as well as boosting our online presence. When we do that, it actually allows us to do that. And so today, the key thing is mindset. Really, our mindset, when we change it, it can elevate our visibility strategy because we get out of our own way. So we're going to tackle some of the things to help us overcome some of the mental blocks. We're going to have some practical steps so that you can confidently present yourself and your business. And then a few tips to help you maintain a positive and proactive visibility mindset. Okay? Because we have to have that visibility mindset. So the first thing that I really want to dial into is mindset changes that really can elevate your strategy. So first and foremost, visibility begins in the mind. Okay? The way we perceive ourselves and our business sets the tone for how the world sees us. Okay? So I'm going to give you some key mindset changes that really, it can significantly boost your visibility strategy if you allow it. So you might have to kind of, you might have to munch on this for a little while, okay? But really dial into it. So the first thing is really begin to believe in your value. Believe in your value. And I wanted to make this number one because I remember coming from corporate America, being in a high level leadership role, that really believing in my value meant I had to fight for that. I had to fight for that mentality that my value was elevated. I had to believe in what I was bringing to the table. And the reason why is because there was so much negativity about introverts. You're so quiet. You shouldn't be shy. And I'm not shy. That's the crazy part. I'm not a shy person by no stretch of the imagination. I am not shy. I can talk to anybody about anything. I just prefer not to talk about, I prefer no small talk. So coming from that environment where I had to fight for my mental My mindset when it came to value, I now understand when we're in business, we have to believe in the value that we bring. Okay? Because for so long, for so many years, and not just in corporate jobs or anything like that, but in life period, I talk to so many introverts who say that, family members would say that they're stuck up, or they're, high sedity. You remember those terms, things like that, because they're introverts, and that's not the case. And so that would diminish our own thinking about ourselves. So understand and embrace the unique value that you bring to the table, not just for your ideal client, but just in life period. Your skills, your experiences, insights, all of that, they're valuable. So when you believe in your worth, it naturally translates into how you present yourself to the world. So that's one of the things that we really need to dial into. Okay. And then the second thing is really shifting from fear to opportunity. From fear to opportunity. Instead of focusing on the fear of being judged or the fear of failing, shift your focus to the opportunities that visibility brings. So, yes, you could go out there and you could flop. You could do a live stream and you could flop. It could be the worst thing in the world. It could be, in your mind, it could be only one person got on the live. I've got hair in my face. It could be so many different things that come about from that particular live. We're just using a live, for instance, a live stream. It could seem like it fails, but what is one opportunity that came from it? Even if it was one person that joined it, that's one opportunity to help support someone in their life. Even if they didn't become a client, you were still maybe some kind of way able to support them. So think about the impact that you can make, the lives that you can change, and the growth that you can achieve when you do those things, especially those hard things, when you shift from fear to opportunity. Okay? Even in that, even if there's no one, say you do a live stream, even if there's no one on that live stream, what is an opportunity that you were able to gain? Did you gain some type of experience? What did you learn? How did it make you feel? So shifting from that space of fear and shifting to that space of opportunity is always going to be key when you're going through really building out your visibility strategy. Okay. And then the other thing is adopting, and a lot of people have talked about this, adopting a growth mindset. When you're embracing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, it changes the game for you. You begin to understand that every effort you make towards being visible is a step towards improvement, even if it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It was a step forward. So we're talking about visibility breakthrough, shifting our thinking so that we can boost our online presence. Because when we can move these things out of the way, out of our path, we can begin to move forward. And that's what's key. The next thing is consistency over perfection. Listen, I don't always get it right. I don't always say the right thing. I don't always do the right thing, especially recently since Facebook has changed the availability to stream into live stream into groups. That you can still do it, but there's a way you do it. It's not as conducive for me, but I still keep doing it. I've had to come on late. I've been doing 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the community, these live trainings every week since last year. But recently I've come in a little bit late, because I've had tech issues and different things like that. But it's okay because I'm consistently here. It's not perfect, but I'm consistently here. So aim for consistent visibility instead of that perfect execution. Because I could be here every week at 3:15 p.m. and just be jacking stuff up, and it might not be right. So it's better to show up regularly with authenticity than to wait for everything to be flawless. Because, honey, let me tell you, if I waited for things to be flawless, I probably would never be here. I would never be doing it. Because I come with all kinds of jacked up stuff. I come with all kinds of stuff that's not right, not exactly how I want it. It's okay. It's okay. It is perfectly okay. Okay, so I wanted to be able to go through. Those were a couple of things when you talk about those key mindset changes that can begin to elevate your visibility strategy. And for those that don't know, the reason why I keep looking to my right is because I have my computer here, and I also have my computer here, and so I'm looking over here just to make sure I'm catching any comments that are in the group. Because the way Facebook has it set up, it's not conducive for me to be able to look here and then look there. With the platform that I was using before, I could have everything right there in front of me. I could see me and make sure I'm good, but then also making sure that I'm seeing the comments. So I can't do all of that at the same time here. It's not big enough. So again, that was the key mindset changes that we really want to be able to use to elevate our visibility strategy. So overcoming some of the common mental blocks or roadblocks, we want to address some of those, because again, we got to move them out of the way. And these are the things that keep us unseen. Okay, unseen. I get a lot of people that say, well, I'm posting every day. I'm posting, but I'm hearing crickets. I'm not getting people. I'm not talking to people in the DMs. I'm not messaging people. People are not messaging me. I'm not building out my email list. And the reason why is because there's probably some unseen roadblocks that are there. Okay, the first thing can be imposter syndrome. A lot of us feel like we're not enough, or have felt like this at some point, or that others are going to find out we're not as competent as we appear. Listen, when you get to the point where that imposter syndrome, it's pushed down, because I don't think it ever goes away completely, because as much as I know, as confident as I am in what I do know and how I help people, sometimes it does come. But I trip it and keep on going. I will literally trip it and keep on going. So one of the ways that I've done that is to be able to celebrate the progress and the achievements that I've already done. I've already experienced. That is huge for me. And it sounds like it's cliche. It sounds like it's so elementary, but it absolutely 100% works, because your brain, what happens is when you're celebrating your progress and you're celebrating your achievements, your brain begins to store that in a file cabinet, so to speak. And so when the next situation comes up, your brain says, oh, we've already been there. Oh, we've already done that. So then that's when that imposter syndrome is pushed down, because your brain is saying, we've done it. We're good here. We're good. Okay. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that concept in just a minute too. But the next unseen thing can be fear of rejection. Fear of being judged can be paralyzing. It can be paralyzing. So you want to reframe rejection as feedback and as an opportunity to refine your approach. When I get feedback, I used to be very defensive, and I would get mad. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell, but I would, on the inside, I would be 5,000 degrees. Who do they think they are? What do they mean by that? I'm not, and the internal chatter would just start going a mile a minute. I mean, it would be like rushing water. It would just flow right in, until one day I realized that feedback can actually be an opportunity for me to take it and use it. Someone messaged me, this has been a while ago, someone messaged me and said, Hey, Karina, listen, I just want to tell you, and I mean this with all due respect. I've been on your email list. This has been a while ago. They said, I've been on your email list for a while, and I really respect everything that you're doing. But I got to tell you, your email campaigns could really use some work. Listen, because of the frame of mind that I'm in now, I said, baby, I thank you for telling me that. Because what ended up happening was I said, first of all, thank you for having the gumption to reach out to me unsolicited and tell me that in a way that was proactive, in a way that was not hurtful and not harmful, but really and truly, because what they said was, whether you work with me or not, I just want to give you this feedback because I want to see you win. The crazy part about it was I was working with someone already to begin to work on my emails. So for me, that was just confirmation that I was on the right path. But had I taken that message and been offended and then think, okay, this is, I'm being rejected or anything like that, I could have been paralyzed from that. But then the other thing is the flip side. Just keep in mind that everybody's not going to resonate with your message or whatever the case may be, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, look at that feedback as an opportunity to refine your approach, because it can help you in so many different ways. Then the next thing is this idea of perfectionism, the need to be perfect. This right here can hold you back from taking action. I want you to always remember this. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Take action, learn, and improve along the way. I had a coach years ago. Before she became my coach, I purchased a product from her. And actually, she became my coach. And then later, I kind of upgraded some things. But she would always say, done is better than perfect. And she said, I work on my products. She said, I do my best and I send it out. Sometimes you may see some typos, you may see this, you may see that, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And I remember purchasing something from her and I saw some typos and I was like, she said it. She was not just shooting some fluff. She actually said it. She said, done is better than perfect. The product itself was amazing. The imperfections, the typos didn't hurt nor harm anything at all. It took nothing away from the product that she released. Do you want to intentionally release things that are not, that there may be mistakes and things like that in it? No, you don't want to intentionally do that, but if it happens, it happens. If it happens, it happens. So the thing is, take action, learn, and improve along the way. Improve along the way. I was listening to someone who is like, I would say world renowned in their specific field, and they said that they were doing a presentation. This was years ago. They said they were doing a presentation and it was an in-person presentation and they were using a PowerPoint slide, and they flipped to one slide and it was some typos on the slide, and an individual in the audience pointed it out and said, well, and the thing was, this person was doing a presentation to get these people to hire them for their business. And so this person in the audience pointed out, well, your slide has typos in it. And the person said, you know what? You're absolutely right. My job, what I'm great at, what I'm an expert in is this. It's not that, which is, creating slides and things like that. So I hope you will overlook it. And this person said that person that pointed it out in the audience has been with them, has been their client for years now. So when you are confident in what you do, you're not concerned with the small things. And then there's the comparison trap. When you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, this can be so detrimental. Have blinders on. Yes, you want to look at what your competitors are doing, how they're maneuvering the market, different things like that, but you want to have blinders on when it comes to what you specifically are doing. Focus on your own journey and your own progress. Celebrate your own unique path and milestones, because that is where the gold begins to come out. Okay? So, I want to give you a couple of practical steps to confidently present yourself and your business. Okay, because at the end of the day, we want to move to really confidently presenting these avenues so that we're able to make the impact that we need to make. So the first thing is your core message. You want to craft your core message in a way that clearly defines what you do. You want to define what you do, who you serve, and the transformation that you provide. The clearer you can be on that, the better you can be, the more engagement you're going to be able to get, the more connection you're going to be able to bring. A strong core message makes it easier to communicate what your value is. Okay? The next thing is practice visibility activities. You can start small. You can have manageable tasks that are going to help you really get out there and in front of your ideal audience. You can engage in online communities. You can attend virtual networking events. Now, I know it can be difficult for us as introverts when it comes to the networking events. I've got a whole course on that. We can talk about that later, but gradually increase your visibility activities as you build your confidence. That is going to be key. Leverage your strengths. Identify your strengths. Use them to your advantage. If you enjoy writing, start focus on blogs or articles. If you love speaking, consider hosting webinars or live sessions. Whichever one really ignites you so that you're able to connect with your ideal audience, because at the end of the day, people resonate with various modes of communication. The other thing is practice and rehearse. There's nothing wrong with that. Whether it's a live session, a podcast interview, or a social media post, prepare. That is going to be key. Don't overdo it, but it's going to be key. Rehearse your content. Constantly talk about your content. Anticipate questions. Be ready to adapt. Okay? And so a couple of things, a couple of tips that I want to give you when it comes to a positive and a proactive visibility mindset. Set realistic goals, okay? You want to have your stretch goal. We all have them, but you want to make sure you set realistic goals, okay? We all know about SMART goals. I'm not even going to go into that, but set your goals. Celebrate each milestone. Doesn't matter how big or small it is. The next thing is make sure you have a good support system. Having support in your corner, if you've never had it or don't currently have it, it's a game changer. It is absolutely a game changer. The next thing is practice self-care. Practice self-care. Because visibility at the end of the day, it can be demanding. So you want to ensure you're taking care of your mental and physical well-being. Take breaks, exercise, engage in activities that rejuvenate you. You know, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Right now, I'm learning how to do my own nails. I have been getting my nails done since the early 90s, but I really wanted to learn how to do them myself. And it's a form of self-care for me because it's something that I can do by myself on my own and love it. And so the last thing is really reflect and adjust. Regularly assess your visibility efforts. Reflect on what's working and what isn't. But don't be too quick to say something's not working if you haven't done it for an extended period of time. For instance, if you've only dialed into a specific strategy for a few days or even a few weeks, that's not enough time. That it's not time to readjust, and it's not time to reflect and readjust. Okay, so if you've not done it for at least I would say, they say that it takes 21 days to make a habit. So, if you haven't done it for an extended period of time, then you probably need to keep at it just to make sure. I would say 60 to 90 days is really good to make sure you are able to see the benefits of what it is you're trying to do. Okay? So, make sure you're really, really paying attention to that. This is going to keep you on a path of continuous improvement, continuous momentum. If you've not been making continuous momentum for 60 to 90 days, then it is not time to adjust. It's just not time. It is not time. And I see that often. I see people who are wanting to, well, it didn't work. It's because you didn't give it time. You didn't give it time. You've got to give it time. Okay? So you want to keep those things in consideration when you're doing that. So just remember that elevating your visibility strategy it starts with the right mindset. Okay? And you've got to overcome those mental roadblocks. You've got to really take those practical steps to presenting yourself confidently. You've got to maintain a positive outlook. You have the power to be seen and to be heard. Okay? I think that's it for now. That is it for now. So you all have an amazing day, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.